Welcome, world. We got a very special and wonderful guest. It's Miss Shay.
Yes.
I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me.
Thank you.
I know that you're a hair enthusiast, hairstylist, and you do a ton of
No, I'm not a
shit.
hair enthusiast. I am a licensed cosmetologist.
Excuse me.
It's a big difference.
No, I know. The beautiful thing about it is we met like last year through D. I need some of your hair products. I need some of this beard.
Everybody needs some of my hair products.
So I know a lot about you, but the world doesn't. So
Yes.
if you could tell the world a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and what you're currently working on.
Of course. My name is Marshay Nicole. I am a licensed and seasoned cosmetologist. I am also a product developer. I'm also a set designer. I'm also dabbing into production now. But my passion, honestly, above all things, is womanhood and just tapping into divine energy and uplifting all those women around me. So that's who I am.
Tell us a little bit about where you grew up and how it was when you growing up in your neighborhood.
I grew up in Brooklyn. I was born in Germany. I'm an Army brat. And I moved to Brooklyn around 4.5 years old. So that was the culture shock of going from Germany to Brooklyn, Crown Heights to be exact. In the 90s, it was 1990. So that was the crack era.
Right.
That was the poverty-stricken era. That was the rundown era. But as a kid, you kind of don't really know that. I knew it was different.
Yeah.
But it was like, I didn't realize I was poor until I got older.
I don't think anybody really knows about that
I
until
know.
you're in the position yourself or where you're at.
Right.
So the next question I wanted to ask you, we're gonna go more in depth of who Marshay is. What's the hardest thing you've ever dealt with in your life?
Oh, the hardest thing I have had to deal with, I think, was finding my confidence and finding my voice. And I know it kind of sounds a little cliche, but I just didn't have the images around me. I didn't see a reflection in me in anything that was positive. The only culture that we knew was the American culture, and it was like that Brooklyn,
Right.
big earrings, finger waves, that was it. I didn't see myself as a doctor or a lawyer or entrepreneur or anything above what I saw. So I think my hardest thing was literally to just find my place and space in this world and be able to navigate through that.
Right.
Did I go over your question?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So because of that transition and that experience that you had, what did you do to get to where you're at now as far as being yourself?
I would say jumping out of my comfort zone. And in the simplest terms I can put it is I had to just find my way out of that safe space because mentally it seemed safe, but when I realized that everybody around me was still poverty stricken and still, just not happy and fulfilled, I was like, okay, the only way I can know if I can survive outside of this is just by jumping into something completely different. So that was literally what I just had to do. Everything that scared me, I was just like, F it, I'm gonna do it. So.
Man, and it's crazy because a lot of people actually have a hard time with jumping ship and going to a new place. So it's good that you're able to do that because you get out of your comfort zone, then you're like, oh shit, I can be comfortable in this uncomfortable situation I thought I had.
Right.
So the next question I wanted to ask you is,
No, I said absolutely. Just it's registering.
Thank you. So the next question I wanted to ask you is, what are some of the life struggles that you've had to where you are now?
I mean, the same struggles we all have, right? I guess that's our topic. My life struggles has just been not feeling supported, and just realizing that support has to come from within, because I couldn't expect for everyone that was in a place that I was leaving to understand what I was doing, where I was going. So they don't know how to support that. So it literally took healing for me to realize, girl, how you gonna blame these same people that you're not necessarily trying to get away from, but that lifestyle. So they don't know any better. And I had to understand that my elevation does elevate the people around me, because now I'm an example. Really quick, I do want to add, when I was growing up, I was always very, I don't want to, it wasn't confidence, it was just mimicking. And I got called fast and being grown. And that's what a lot of young Black girls do. And in other households, they teach them to be strong. And a lot of Black households, we're taught to be timid because we're already too, angry.
Right.
So just being able to understand that I couldn't allow myself to just not be confident. I just had to find it. I had to just say, I'm gonna step into this room, although I don't know if I belong in this room. I don't feel like I belong in this room, but the only way for me to know that is to go in there, demand attention, demand respect. And it's easier than we think it is.
Right.
You literally just have to jump out and do it. And you're gonna be uncomfortable anyway. And if you're not comfortable or content in the space that you are, that's not really comfortability. That's just what you know.
Right. So what did you do to get there? Like, as far as like that leap
to build
that
confidence, I think I just had to go to the lowest place that I've ever been in my life. I had to hit rock bottom. And we don't, our parents and teachers and mentors and everybody, they teach us along the way and tell us these things that go in one ear and out the other. And honestly, we don't really learn until we experience it.
Right.
So it took for me to experience the same thing over and over and over to be like, there's no, like, the lowest I can go is Skid Row from this point.
Right.
So
it's right there.
Right. And we don't want to end up there. So look, girl, this believe in yourself. That's it. And another thing is, when we look at everything around us, I never saw myself as an entrepreneur. Look, again, because I didn't see those images. And then when I sat in it and said, that chair, this mic, this shirt, these are all companies. Everything around us is a company, is a business. Why am I not doing this? Why can't I? So when I would look at apartments and houses and beachfronts and just be like, why can't I? I can't. So that was it. You got to just see and feel rock bottom, I think, sometime to get you out of that funk and to say, yeah, girl, you can't get no lower than this.
Yeah, and those failures you learn. If you don't fail, you don't learn.
Absolutely.
So you don't know how to adjust and move and, take forward. The next question is, what are some of the daily struggles you have that's holding you back from your fullest potential?
Time management.
I think that's everybody's issue.
It's, things are ever changing. And it's like, I feel like soon as I get to a schedule, things completely change. But I will say this, in most recent days, honestly, I feel like, it's divine timing. It's literally like, okay, you like a game, like you passed this level. So you think it's, I'm good here. Look, I got it here. And it's like, okay, now next up is this.
What's next?
So yeah, my struggle has been time management. That's been what's keeping me in this space right now, but it's also in the same sense getting me to other spaces and places.
Right. So what are you doing to learn how to manage your time?
Scheduling. Like, I schedule everything. If I didn't write it down, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
So I always have pen and paper on me if I don't have my planner. Because for me, we talked about this, the phone thing, I hate putting planning stuff in my phone, in the calendar, because I don't like to always be on my phone. So I write everything down. I always have a pen and paper like an old lady. All my friends laugh at me, but my schedule's right though.
But there's nothing wrong with that, because I do both, and the reason why I do both is because you'll have both to remind you. So if you go look at your notepad, you got everything there. You look at your phone, it's like, it's there. And then also too, it's in my pocket, it's gonna go off every single time.
Very true. So I need to do better with that. Thank you, friend. I need to do better.
Yeah. So no, I get that, and it's good that you're actually getting those things, as far as like adjusting, because that's what it's about. Being able to hop into this uncomfortable situation, then adjust to it, and then after that, it's easy to the point where you're ready to go to the next thing.
Mm-hmm. And no matter what you don't want to leap out and do, you're always going to have to readjust. Mm-hmm. A new kid comes into the family. A parent passes away, because these are cycles. These are things that have to happen. Pandemics, like, things just happen that's going to change you. So it's like, you want to be in control of your life. Don't let the outside world dictate what's going to go on in your life. Sometimes I live in a bubble. I don't answer my phone. I don't answer text messages. I don't answer emails, because I got to make sure my bills is paid. So emails I will glimpse at. But most times I do take full-time timeouts. I stop answering my phone usually after 6 p.m. Business hours are closed. If it's not, yeah, I mean, I feel like the money will be there. It takes too much time away from life and living and being present. And if you're not present and aware, you're going to miss opportunities. You're not going to be focused. So in the long run, it's not going to do you any good anyway. Right. So. And
it's good though too, because basically what you're doing is you're setting a standard for yourself and telling people, hey, this is what it is. And if you want to keep working with me, we'll keep going. If not, that's on you. But then also too, what's going to happen is people are going to, oh, I got to get it now.
Yep.
She didn't answer? All right, I'm going to call tomorrow in the morning right away. And then on top of that, they might double whatever they wanted before. Mm-hmm. So that's great.
Yeah.
And then my next question is, based off of where you are now, from being from Germany to New York and now California, what's your outcome on life?
Live it. My outcome on life is, again, the cliches, but we hear it from people all the time that are in better positions than us. And when I say better, I don't even just mean like in monetary wealth. When I look at the people that I admire, every last one of them live by the golden rule of affirming and being intentional and all of those things. So I live my life that way. Everything is intentional. Everything is, even if I don't look at it in that moment, I always make sure at the end of the day I reflect in hindsight, what did I learn from today? Even if it was, to me, a day, full of, I don't want to curse, but what did I learn from it? How can I grow? I wish I could take everybody and just be like, listen,
let's go.
Let's take care of ourselves. And doing that, we will take care of each other. I promise, it all falls in alignment. But again, those people that are on this journey with me, we all are in that alignment. Right. So it's great to watch. It's great to see people come in along the way. And I always tell people, live your life, live it lovingly, take care of yourself, and you will be fruitful and fulfilled. It's really that simple. Right. It really is.
And it's crazy you say that, because there's a ton of friends and family where it's where I got the spiritual awakening, the sense of presence, and I'm I want everybody to feel like this. You know what I'm saying? Come on, mom, come on, dad, grandma, aunt, family, friends, whatever. I want them to come, but then you sit back and you start talking to them about it. They're not ready yet. So you just gotta go do your own thing.
And they want that instant gratification. You could tell them about some money they can get, and they'll be like, well, how we get down? But when you're hey, that's gonna take a little time and healing, they I
don't want to heal.
I want to be good tomorrow. Yeah. And it's you will little by little, but we can't, it's not that we can't take everybody with us. Everybody's not gonna go.
They're not supposed to.
Balance. Yeah, see, we know. We know.
So then the next question is, what's your ultimate goal in life?
My ultimate goal is to uplift, empower, and inspire as many people as I can. To just
That's beautiful.
Do and be good. I'm very blessed. I'm very happy with my life. There can always be more, and there can always be less. So I'm just very happy of where I am, and the fact that I know whatever I want, I can get. It feels like magic. So I feel like a magician at times. You know what? I want a house next year. I bet you I'm gonna get a house, and I'm gonna get it for the price that I want. I just want everybody to live that life, and as many people that are willing to learn and grow and partner with me to do that. Right. That's what I want to do. I want to touch and uplift as many as I can along the way.
That's powerful.
Touch.
And it's crazy you say that, with the house. I just bought a car, and I gave myself a price point. I gave myself the amount of money I paid, and I waited. And then I finally got exactly what
it falls in your lap.
Yeah, and it was just, I was shocked, because it was just I got exactly what I wanted. Other places were trying to give me all these this is the deal, this is what you get. I went to the right place, and they gave me exactly what I wanted, and I actually got less.
I tell people in practicing things like this, I tell people, try it. Just try it with one thing. And if that works, like call me in 3 months. Let me know how it works out in 3 months. And everybody, it changes them. And even if they don't stick with it, they'll come back to me like, I should have listened to you when you told me to do such and such. I'm like, it's okay. Because that was me, you know, at some point in time. But it's so real. Mm-hmm. Just try it, y'all.
And it's crazy though, because I got a few friends where I told them stuff 3, 4, 5 years ago. And now it's resonating with where they are now. They're like, damn, I should have did that back then when we talked about it. And it's not to say like, you know, I know what I'm talking about, but I know it from my own experiences where it's like, man, you got to step out of your comfort zone and you'll learn.
And don't you hear, you get the question of how. Like, how did you, when I moved here, I didn't think I could live in LA. I kept saying, I can't afford LA. There's no way. I was living in the IE and it was cheaper. I was driving all the way out here, and then I was like, I wrote down what I wanted to pay for rent, what I was willing to, like the conditions I was willing to live in, which I should have upped it. But, you know, when you lowball, that's what you get. Yeah. And I got exactly, everyone told me, you ain't going to get no apartment in LA for $1,300. And I was like, well, watch me downtown. And then I got there and realized I wanted more. No, I don't want to live here. And I literally wrote down, this is the apartment that I want. This is what I want it to look like. And still not knowing, how am I going to afford this? But the opportunities will be presented to you like water. It just flows. Like energy is so real. Energy is so effortless that once you put the intention out there, everything is just going to flow. Yeah. You know?
Oh, man, it's just beautiful when you have people that, I wouldn't say the same mentality, but they take that sense of feel. You know, you go out and get what you want, but then also too, you play your part at the same time, and it just comes.
Easy. Easy.
So my last and final question it's actually my favorite. I say this every episode. If you were to give someone advice that looks like you or that has been through the same experiences as you, what would you tell them?
I would say, that's a deep question. I would say your biggest support, your biggest backbone, your biggest everything is going to be you. Figure out what it is for you that makes you happy. And because that's the first step. You have to find your happiness and your calmness, because you will not operate the right way. You just won't. Like, if you're eating bad, you're going to think bad. If you're not taking care of your body, the same chemicals are not being produced in your body that need for digestion to work, for your brain to work, for your lungs to function. So it's really that deep. Start from here. And once you start to detox your spirit and detox your body, you'll gain that clarity. And then from there, that's when you'll start asking the questions and answering your own questions. And so it all starts from within, and within literally means not just spirit, it actually means body. So mind, body, spirit, pay attention to that. Everything is going to fall into line. I promise.
Thank you for the message. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Make sure you follow her on social media.
MarshayNicole.com spelled out, or Marshay.Nicole, 2 pages. And MarshayNicole.com. Thank you.
If anybody has any questions, comments, please leave them below. Watch out for the next episode. Thanks. I just want you to know you are not alone.